We have a lot to talk about here on this Friday. We have some lake effect snow ongoing for Michigan, as well as a significant system moving in for our Sunday and Monday into our region. Let's break it all down here at Great Lakes Storm Chasing Network. Let's go ahead and dive in here to the first thing I want to talk about, and that is taking it full screen, and we're going to look at the GFS model here. We're watching the system that is currently off on the west coast of the US that will move on to land, and as it does so, we'll be able to sample this with hard physical data. We can put that data into models, and thus models become a little bit more accurate here in the next 24 hours. Watching the system closely, we're going to watch it move on to land here right about tonight or this afternoon, about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. That will move into the Colorado, Oklahoma area. And by Saturday night, Sunday morning, we have a low pressure system that has developed here in these plains, and that'll move up into the Midwest. Go ahead and switch our view here to the Ohio Valley. Give me a second to switch this over. Wrong one. We don't want to go to Carolina. There we go. Pop it back out. Here's how it evolves. Moving us through the time frame here, we're going to be looking at two things. Number one being this low pressure system for our friends in the deep south will swing a cold front and also a warm front across the area. As such, the areas between these lines will have what we call a warm sector of severe weather. That has triggered the SPC to put a 15% slight risk out for Louisiana, western Mississippi, central Arkansas, and eastern Texas, with a marginal low end risk around that in brown. That could be mainly for linear line segments damaging winds, but also isolated tornadoes for you guys in the deep south Ozark region. Our focus, though, is further north here on this major system of perhaps ice and snow on the north side of this as it moves up into our region. This is Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, should I say. Back this up here just a little bit. So first flakes of snow, first precip is going to fall Indiana roughly Sunday, 7 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Central time frame. That will continue to push east as Sunday morning rolls along, encompassing all of Indiana, not all, but central Indiana and most all of central Ohio there by Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and take a zoomed in look here, pause it right about here, and I'll go ahead and switch my view to Indiana because that gives us a look at Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio all in one frame here. So give me a second to switch this over. There we go. We're going to pop this back open, and we're going to go ahead and overview this as best as possible. The expectation for this system is going to be anything north of Indianapolis, Dayton, or we're going to say approximately Springfield, Illinois. So anything north of this black line here is going to be all snow or pretty much all snow with very little mixing of any precip in it. The heaviest snow is going to be in a swath from roughly that same area, from Springfield to Peoria, from Kokomo to Indianapolis, and perhaps we're talking, we're going to say Salina, Sydney, Ohio areas to Dayton. So anything north of Dayton to Sydney, Lima, and then all the way over here. That's going to be the heaviest snow swath here for our region. We're expecting anywhere from 6 to upwards of 12 inches in that zone. Anything north of that zone from like South Chicago and pretty much the Michigan border here, Ohio border, you guys up here in this box are going to go with probably like a 1 to 3, 1 to 4 zone. Basically, the main communication here is further south you go toward the heart of Indiana, and then you kind of line that up with Illinois and Ohio, Dayton, Indianapolis, and then also Springfield. That will be the heaviest corridor. Anything south of that is going to be important here. Anything south of those areas is going to be a mix. If you're close to Indianapolis, Springfield, or Dayton on the south side of the cities, you're going to be looking at a sleet, snow, and freezing rain mix. If you're further south in any of those states, closer like St. Louis or perhaps Mount Vernon, Illinois, Effingham, Evansville, Indiana, Bloomington, or perhaps Cincinnati, you guys are in for an ice storm and perhaps a lot of ice with it. First indications do suggest the icing is going to be right around a 1/4 inch to upwards of 4/10 of an inch. So for reference, for anything higher than a 1/4 inch of ice, that's when we start getting concerned for power outages and weighing down of trees, stuff like that. We're talking perhaps greater than a 1/4 inch of ice. So yes, power outages are looking possible, if not likely, for these regions, as well as the winds that will pick up Sunday evening into Monday, which will further anticipate power outages and exaggerate the impacts from the ice on trees and such. So With that being said, and with the wind being mentioned, I will bring in the GFS model here, showing us our wind gusts through the day on Sunday. So here's Saturday night. We're going to calm down there. Here comes that system up for Sunday. And by Sunday evening, Monday morning, we have gusts across central Illinois, Indiana, and perhaps western Ohio of 30 to 40 miles per hour. That's going to be significant in terms of any weighing of ice on trees, but also with the heaviest snow being expected within that region as well, we could be talking blowing and drifting of snow as well. So keep that in mind too, that we could have some near zero visibilities, blowing snow, perhaps drifting across the heaviest zones of snow in Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. We're going to have a full forecast map posted later today, so stay tuned for that. I will say we're probably going to go conservative with the totals to start, but as this data starts rolling in here, we're getting a really good idea of what to expect as expected today here on Friday. So do expect forecasts to be continuing to roll out on both our GLSCN page as well as our network accounts, ICN, Indiana Chasing Network, as well as anything from Michigan expected. We'll have it on Michigan Storm Chasers page as well. With that being said, I'll have an update for you guys tomorrow, perhaps a briefing coming later tonight or tomorrow as well. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. Thanks guys for watching. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. And if you have not done so already, be sure to hit subscribe. It is free to do, and you'll be updated on our content when it is pushed out. You guys stay safe, travel safe, and plan ahead for this winter storm that will be impactful here for portions of the region.